you wanna know what fantasy about, catch what's happening on BPSN. Before you line up, lock in, tell a friend. BPSN. Before you line up, lock in, tell a friend.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are live for the
What's
first.
up? What's up with you, baby?
What's good? What's good? Thank you for joining your boy on our first What's Happening Fantasy World podcast. Me and my guy.
What's happening, man? I'm Jared Macklin, aka Hot Soup. If you want to know where the hot soup came from, you look up on YouTube Clarence Williams, and the movie is Against the Wall. And that's where I came up with the nickname Hot Soup, man. It's a ball of energy, man. Everything I do, man, I put 100 into it. You know, I'm a baller still on the flag game down here in Florida.
Yes, sir.
You know, one of Florida's top flag football players at the age 40. Came out with the name Hot Soup because I used to get 6-7 sacks a game. But now, you know, in my elder years, man, there's no more rushing, man. So I've developed into a offensive weapon. Taking 5-yard hits. I'm taking 5-yard hitches to the house on a little young cat, 22 years old. And when I'm done, I don't even talk shit no more, man. I just drop the ball in the end zone, man, and I walk off the field. You feel me?
Like a grown up. You know what I'm saying? Because we used to just go in out there.
Hey,
we used to
man,
go in.
We used to go in, man. I know my boy Scotty here, man. We actually have known each other since 99, I want to say.
Yeah.
99. We were actual rivals. He ran track at TSU. I ran track at Eastern Illinois University. And we used to bang head to head. Just so happened, man, we both moved down to Tampa, Florida, man, and we linked up and been hanging out ever since, bro. So,
yes.
You know, we definitely deep into the fantasy world. I actually brought Scotty into the fantasy world.
Maybe on that ESPN, that's the guy.
Maybe
at least the big leagues. I was playing the baby leagues.
Yeah, maybe 12 years ago, baby.
Yeah.
Hell, bruh. I think I started in 2008. So, yeah, about 12 years ago. I believe we was in the Mead Hall at the time.
Yes. For y'all that don't know and don't understand, that's his old house. You know what I'm saying? That's his old first house back over there in where were we? What side of the city that was? Town and Country.
Town and Country, bro. We had a place called the Mead Hall. So the house was a 3-bedroom house. Me and my homeboy Twan P, who also went to Eastern Illinois football. He played football for EIU. Alumni, one of my roommates down here. We had a 3-bedroom. Well, it was a party house. Nobody married. We all had girlfriends.
Mm-hmm. This was when we were a little younger, like you say.
Hey, extra plural, girlfriends. So yeah, man, we had a little crib, man. But we used to hang out 3-4 times a week, 5 times a week. And at the crib we was renting it out. It had a pool in the back. Well, the garage connected to the house, but you had to go through the back of the house to get inside the house. So you could actually be in the garage and hang out in the back, you know what I'm saying, where the pool was at, all that, and not actually have access to the house. So it was a garage that was closed off as a room. So we put about 7 couches in there and a big screen TV, man. Kept alcohol and marijuana in that bitch, man. And if you ever had issues, you know, your girls come over and just hang out. We ain't even have to be there. And we called it the Mead Hall, and people just come and talk about their issues and their problems, man. Well, we had
after game stretching as well, you know, definitely come over after we win those championships and stretch out and barbecue out and politics.
We win, boy. We won so many championships out there on that flag league.
Come on now.
And people just come over and hang out, man, talk about their problems, man. It was like the best place to go without getting in trouble, you know, and just
I
hanging
definitely
out.
do. I definitely
So,
do remember. But now that we've been in the fantasy game for so many years, now we want to bring it to everybody, bring it to the masses, man. Tell y'all how y'all can get money. Tell y'all how y'all can have fun, get together with a group of guys. It's a good experience, and we're gonna show y'all just how to do it. Me personally, like he said, I've been doing the fantasy so long. Started out with my guy in the ESPN. I was in the baby leagues at first, but the way these guys doing the fantasy, it made me have to do this platform and start this show for you guys. Also, I'm in the league with my other homeboys, one of my other guys in the Yahoo Fantasy League. So we're gonna pretty much cover all fantasy leagues, fantasy aspects. This is the first episode. We're gonna kick it off, like that. Like I said, we don't want to go over rankings and things like that. Just know my boy stay in the playoffs. Just know that since I've been calling my guy, since we've been doing this fantasy thing, we haven't missed the playoffs. And it's a couple of cups in there. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We're just gonna start here and start with this season. I'll go over Yahoo to start. So with Yahoo, what we'll prefer is maybe 10 to 12 teams, right? If you pee-wee with this, you might want to just do it for fun with your people, But if you keep watching this show enough, then definitely y'all want to make sure y'all got a buy-in fee. Talk to them about that buy-in fee, Mac.
all right, so if you knew the fantasy, I wouldn't buy in too big because you want to learn it first. And so I would always it's a learning curve to this. So you want to do a year where you might do like 4 or 5 teams. You get yourself 4 or 5 teams. You can draft them for free on Yahoo or free on ESPN. Get yourself 5 teams and really learn what fantasy is all about during that year. You want to be competitive. You got to pay attention to what's going on and when people getting injured. But your whole focus should be to learn fantasy before you start putting your money in, because obviously you don't want to lose money. So once you get that first year in, that second year is when you want to start putting your money in. Everybody throws in $50. You got $500 if you got 10 teams. Winner gets $400. Second place gets $100. So, what it really does and what fantasy is all about, man, is building camaraderie with the fellas, man. Or even if, it could be a co-ed league, man. It don't matter. But y'all fellas know what I'm saying, man. Building camaraderie with your boys as we get older, our lives swirl out and we go in other places. We don't see our boys like we used to and hang out like we used to. This brings us together once a year. You got all your good, tight friends come together at your house, man. We throw a fantasy football draft. It's live. And it's camaraderie. You get to see your boys you ain't seen since the last year. You know what I'm saying? Or
and we're going to tape it this year. We taping it this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're going live. You're going to see it on this show. We're going to show you exactly how it's done.
Yes, sir, man. And everybody, hey, listen, man. Y'all will love it. Y'all will love it, man.
We love it.
And it's one of the most not only important times of the year, man, but it's one of the funnest times of the year, man. Planning that draft, a straight party with your boys, man. Hey, kick the kids out. I kick the wife out the house. I send them with some money. Go do something. Go have fun.
You're going to see everyday guys. You're going to see everyday guys turn into analytic superstars. You'll see guys that ain't read in 40 years pull out manuals this thick with research information regarding who are the best picks, who are the top rookies. But we're going to cut it in half for you. We're going to go over some of that stuff on this show. So you want to make sure you don't miss these episodes.
Bruh, draft ain't till September. Look, draft ain't till August. Mm-hmm. We working right now.
Come on now.
What I'm saying? Well, what is it's May. It's May. Yeah. I'm about to start mock drafting in July.
Dead serious. This fantasy stuff is dead serious. I'm finna show you how. You see me and my guy right here. You're going to see all kinds of people pop in. You never know who we're going to have on this show, man. Hey, Mac, I don't want to listen. They know enough about us. I'm going to get into some more of this fantasy Yahoo platform, and then you go into that ESPN. As far as Yahoo, the maximum amount of roster spots is 15, right? Everybody had their own different strategies in all different platforms. Me personally, I don't care. I give you my little strategy. I like to have a run-heavy offense. Another important note that you want to understand is PPR settings. If you have a PPR league, that means points per reception, then you may want to look into your strategy and your team building. You may want to go receiver heavy. But a lot of things factor into a full season and trying to be successful. Even if it's PPR, that doesn't mean it's the best wide receiver. Talk about it, Mac, as far as like you know, how your strategy, and I also go over like a little bit more about my running back strategy. I kind of stole it from my guy too. Running backs that can catch and run are the ones. You
The
gotta
ones.
get those.
The
We
ones.
value that in our circle of knowledge. And so
Yeah.
that's what I would tell you guys as a first tip.
Depending on your scoring, is how you're gonna draft your players. You know, some
Big
people do a standard scoring. Some people add bonus points. So, you know, your scoring is big. You got to know your format, how it's all laid out for you when you start your league.
Know your format.
What's that?
Know your format.
Know your format before
Man,
you.
dropping jewels.
Hey, I'm telling you, because it could be not a PPR league, and you need a standard running back, somebody who you know is going to get you 100 yards every game and a touchdown every game. If it's a PPR league, points per reception, you want that running back like Alvin Kamara, who not only, he might only rush for 70 yards, but he got 6 catches for 76 yards. That's 13 points. That's
Come on, like now. My dog killed them with Kamara multiple years. Ooh.
I caught him his rookie season, bro. Yeah, man, that was a good pickup, man. But and I got him late. But yeah, man. So you got to know your formats. You got to know your format. You got to know your scoring format before you draft. Get with somebody if you don't know and you never did fantasy before. Get with somebody knowledgeable on it.
Stop it, man. Stop it. Get with us.
Or you know, I was just about to say, or get on this right here. We got everything for you.
Yes.
Hey, is it a question and answering period on this piece?
We could do it. We want to do this us. We could listen. We're gonna do this how we want to do it. If you want to make a question, we got question answer.
To the next level. We about to take it to the next level, man. We've been doing this 12 years, man, over a decade. To be honest, man, I couldn't even count the amount of championships. It's like the amount of championships I won at Tampa Bay Club Sports. I won so many, I can't even keep count no more. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's the same thing with this fantasy thing. I do 9 leagues average a year for the past 10 years. 9 leagues.
That's facts.
Some years I might have 7. Some years I might do 11. 9-year average, bro, or 9 team average. So every year I'm drafting 9 teams. I do about 4 or 5. I do about 4 or 5, but I also narrow them down if it's a league that requires a buy-in fee, because I want to practice and be real focused on the ones that may be for buy-in and bragging rights. So it's a couple of leagues that I'm in. You know, I got one. It's called Catalina Killers. It's with some guys I grew up with in Orlando, right? It's basically for, you know, bragging rights. You know, we talk a lot of shit. That's how we do on that one. It is a buy-in fee, but that also makes the shit talking a little bit better. Yeah. So with me personally, back in the day when I first started, I'd do a couple free leagues, man, with my boys just to talk shit, man. But now this shit done got so serious for me, man. It has become such a blessing around Christmas time. So, you know, I got 8 kids. Okay, I got 8 kids. If you ain't know, Bryce just enlisted into the Navy. So I got 2 kids in the Navy now. I got 1 about to graduate from USF. I got 5 more kids that are 10 years and under. You know, I got 4 in the house right now acting up. You know what I mean? So I done locked their ass out so I could do this podcast because they crazy. I don't even want to. Y'all will probably see them later in a couple podcasts we do.
That's
but
right. I sent them away. Y'all gotta go. I sent my son and my wife. Y'all gotta go do something. Maybe another episode, but not this episode.
We got fantasy to talk about, and this fantasy shit once again is real. Damn, I got off track, man. I forgot.
No, you good. Let me bring us back. I'm back on the Yahoo fantasy scoring. So standard scoring style, you get normally 2 days for a trade rejection on Yahoo. You got to review those trade deadlines, and also important, you got to understand how that waiver wire works. With the waiver wire, it's very important that you don't just waste those waivers in the beginning. You know, you want to save those waivers, and we'll get into that more in other episodes, but definitely check your settings in your league on how the waiver wire works so you can understand when it's best to drop people, when it's best to add people. You want to be looking at the free agency for the waiver period. A continuing rolling list. Talk about the continuing rolling list as far as waivers and the game time Tuesday weekly waiver point. For me, Mac.
Waiver, well, with the waiver wire, depending on how it's set up, waiver wire is for a team that has an injured player, or you have somebody that is not performing on your team and you want to get him off your team, and you go onto the waiver wire. So anybody on the waiver wire is available. But if you're one of the teams that just won that week, and a team that lost that week is going to have a waiver first most of the time, depending on how your waiver wire is set up. Waivers could be a continuing rolling list where everybody gets a chance to get it first pick. It just depends on how that's going to be set up. But with that waiver wire is very important, because if you waste your waivers at the beginning of the week, and then say you have two quarterbacks and one gets suspended and the other one gets injured, and now you don't have a quarterback and you don't have any waivers to get a player, now you have a whole player missing that week when you're playing somebody else. So you have a whole player missing. That player, that's 20 points. That's 25 points that you're missing. So your team could lose. You could win, but now you have a bigger chance or percentage to lose. And fantasy is all about numbers and percentage.
I agree. Also, getting to playoffs. So don't get confused on the playoff settings. Normally, the playoffs in fantasy leagues start the last 3 weeks of the regular season. So don't think you're being smart by putting people on the bench and saving injuries and working the waiver wire the right way and planning for the real playoffs. Fantasy playoffs are ahead of regular playoffs. If you do that, you're setting yourself up for failure. Right?
A regular season is 13 weeks in fantasy.
Okay.
Week 14 of the NFL season begins the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Then you can set the playoffs up two ways. If you have a 10-man league, you can have 6 go to the playoffs. The first 2, 1 and 2, get a bye week that first week, and the other 4 play to see who plays the next 2 in the next round, which would be week 15. And then week 16 is the championship. Now, some people set it up where only 4 go to the playoffs out of a 10-team league, and week 14 and 15, you play the same person. So it's a 2-week playoff. And a lot of people don't like that, because in week 17 of a regular NFL season, a lot of star players are being benched because they already made the playoffs, and there's no sense in them playing in that week 17. And you could have a squad that went 16-0, and in week 17, all your players get benched, and now you got to go play your players that are on your bench and suck, and now you lose in the championship.
Chestnut checkers. Chestnut checkers, my guys. Chestnut checkers.
So before you draft, check your format.
Check your format clearly. Now scoring as far as points. Like we were saying, PPR, and that's points per reception, and also you got fractional yardage, which is a half a point. So basically, if you get 10 yards, that's normally 1 point, for example. But if you get 5 yards, that's 0.5. That's an example of fractional scoring, just to keep you up on everything. That may be something that can either lose a game or win a game for you. Also, the point correction factor. You probably don't want to brag until until the day after the scoring is complete.
I lost a championship this year, bro, by a fraction. And it didn't kick in till 4 days after the championship game.
You was talking shit?
I was talking shit. And
See
I
what
lost
I'm saying?
3 points, bro.
See?
Off of an offensive player getting a tackle on the defense after he made the pick.
Silliness. That's why you that's why you need to know. Don't be like Mac. Don't get out there talking shit. It's Monday night game over. You think you done won and the scoring ain't even.
make sure you up by like 10 points and up. 5 points are up. Because them stat corrections will give a point or two to the next man and your ass be looking sick.
Also negative points. There is a section for negative points. If your quarterback throws an interception, that's a negative point. If your defense getting their head beat in, you're probably going to have negative scores. If your running back is losing yards, then that negative scoring is going to kick in. So don't just count your points and think, okay, at the end of the night, I won. If your quarterback takes a knee, that's negative yards. If somebody gets tackled behind the line, that's negative yards.
You could be winning, and at the end of the game, the quarterback takes a knee, and he goes back 1 yard, and it gets him 1 point less because he went from 20 yards rushing to 19 yards rushing, bro.
100%. Also, far as starting rosters, depending on your platform, like my boy say, you got to know your platform. In Yahoo, a standard starting roster would be 1 quarterback, 2 receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 flex, 1 kicker, and 1 defensive specialist, along with a total defense. That's standard in Yahoo. A defensive specialist is.
I don't think they got a defensive player in Yahoo, bro. No defensive player in Yahoo.
Right.
Standard.
Right, I take that back.
No defensive player, but there is a defense.
There's a defense.
You named it right.
Also, you got to know your platform and know your settings. The commissioners can update what type of players that you have and things like that. So, like you said, you got to know your platform. But standard-wise, 1 defense, not a defensive specialist, but standard. Like I said, to me, the flex position is one of those positions you got to understand and know what it means and know how to work it. I think personally, you should draft the most valuable person as a flex. Not a running back, not a receiver, just the biggest point getter. You want to be able to have a couple of guys that you can sub in. I normally get like the highest guy. It doesn't have to be, for me, a wide receiver, running back. It could be a tight end. Whoever getting the most points, that's who I want for my flex normally. Who you normally get with your flex, Mac? How you work flex?
With the flex, I don't look at a flex as I got to fill it. Because I just look at drafting great players through my entire draft. I want a lot of running backs and receivers. I don't get quarterback, tight end, and I don't even draft defense sometimes. I pick a different defense every week. Some people go and they draft a defense high and they waste a pick. You know what I'm saying? That pick could have been your flex. That pick could have been your flex. So,
I picked the Ravens defense one year as the #1 draft pick. And everybody was looking at me like I was stupid. I was like, oh, yeah, I got this. I play ball.
They went off, though.
Huh?
They went off, though.
They did go off. But was they the right pick for the #1 pick? No. But great defense. But you can't win a championship drafting a great defense in fantasy football. You can't apply all rules from regular football to fantasy football. Take it from me. Like my boy know, we knew each other since college. I played college ball. That was my first thing. I said, man, I know this, man. I'm going to be killing these boys. These boys don't know real football. Man, I drafted that Ravens defense first. They was like, yo, silly ass. I was like, oh, I'm going to show y'all. Did not win. We'll say that.
Got smacked.
Got killed.
I remember when you started your first fantasy football league.
Yes.
And I won that bitch. Hey, remember?
Yeah. You won it by an astounding number.
Hey, I was smashing that. But let's not talk about that, man. I'm trying to stay humble.
Let's not talk about the family. Let's talk about the future.
Listen, in 2020, I'm trying to stay humble, man, because in fantasy, it's a lot of numbers and it's a lot of stats and it's a lot of projections and what I've learned is anybody can you can have the best team out there with the best players and get your ass waxed on Sunday.
Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday, man. Any
given Sunday. Let's get into this scoring a little bit. Let's get into some of this scoring for Yahoo Standard.
Let's do it.
Field goals 0 to 19 yards is 3 points normally. 20 to 29 yards, 3 points. 30 to 39 yards is 4 points. 30 to 39 yards is
still 3.
Yep, 40 to 49, 4, and so forth and so on. As far as offensive stats, each reception, depending on your league, know your settings, is either a point or 0.5. Every 10 yards or every 25 yards, depending on your settings, is 1 point. But like I said, we're just going off Yahoo standard right now. Each passing touchdown for the quarterbacks are 4 points. Each interception thrown is a -1 point. Every 10 yards is 1 point. Each rushing touchdown is 6 points. Every 10-yard reception is 1 point. Each receiving touchdown and return touchdown. So that's like kick return or catch is 6 points. A fumble return for a touchdown is 6 points. So a touchdown anyway is 6 basically. 2-point conversion is 2 points. Fumble loss is -2 points. So just know that with your running backs. As far as defense,
that's anybody fumble. Quarterback, receiver, running back.
Yeah, know them if they got that fumble disease, like let's say Jameis. Yeah, I said it. But you know, that's my team. My boy, he rep the Bears, as you can see. I rep the Bucks. Shout out to Tom. Shout out to Tom. Shout out to Tom G and Tom Brady. You know, we back this year. Okay, let me get back. I'm sidetracked. Defensive scoring.
So, hey, they put y'all at the time for the fucking Tom Brady effect. Got y'all in the top 4 teams in the league right now. They got my Bears at the bottom of the barrel. Nigga, I was so upset when I seen that shit, man. Look, no more Trubisky. We got Nick Foles. Nigga, I mean, I'm happy because it ain't Trubisky, okay? Trubisky couldn't fucking hey, that bitch couldn't connect 4. That bitch couldn't hit a fucking bitch in Dominican Republic, man.
Come on, Trubisky. Come on, bro.
Man, come on, man.
Trubisky, don't get started on. Don't get your blood pressure up. Don't get your blood pressure up. Let me finish these defensive stats. Let me get over these defensive stats.
All right,
defensive scoring for y'all.
We can tell, man.
We got rid of Jameis.
Y'all know Trubisky weak as hell. That bitch. God damn it, that bitch couldn't hit a hooker in Vegas, bro. I know that
shit. Hey, we put him and Jameis in the past.
Hey, man, Nick Foles, we're going to see how Nick Foles about to show y'all how garbage Trubisky is. All right, Scotty, go ahead and do your thing, man. Shit.
Don't do it. Don't let him run you up this Good Friday morning. Okay. As far as defensive stats and scoring, a sack is 1 point. Each interception is 2 points. Each fumble recovery is 2 points. Each touchdown, 6 points. Like I said, a safety is 2 points. A block kick is 2 points. Kickoff return, 6 points. If you get a 0 or what we call a goose egg, that means nobody scores on you. You get 10 points. If you allow 6 points, like if they score on you one time, you get 7 points on defense. If somebody scores 13 points on you, you get 4 points. If somebody scores 14 to 20 points on you, you get 1 point on defense. If somebody scores over 21 points to 27 points, you get nothing. If somebody scores 35 points on your defense or 28 to 35, -1 point. 35 points put up on your defense, it's not only time to drop them, but you're also getting -4.
Time to drop their ass.
Time to drop them. You gotta.
Oh no! It all depends on who they play next week.
That matters. You better. I call it the bully tactic. I find who getting bullied. Whoever's the trash in the league and the defense going against them. That's my defense.
That's how I play it, bro. Look, I switch a defense. I've never, ever, 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 ever drafted a defense until the last pick. That's my defense. I always draft my kicker the last, and then the last pick I get my defense. So it's kicker, defense. And my last 2 picks at every draft, every single draft. You'll never see me pick a kicker or a defense until the last 2 picks. All right, because I got to fill the spot. You know,
if any. You got to fill the spot. That's a good segue.
And I look for the worst offensive team in the league, and I look in week 1, and that's the defense I pick. Whoever playing the worst offense, I'm throwing out. Hey, listen, I'm giving y'all free game. Okay, this is whoever watching this.
Guru himself.
Okay, all right. Look for the worst offense ever, and see who they play in week 1. That's the defense you pick. Last pick.
Also, we're gonna go into draft position limits. So, like he said, You can't go into a draft and say, oh, I'm gonna draft all running backs and wide receivers. No, it's draft limits to that. You can draft up to 4 defenses. You can draft up to 4 quarterbacks in standard Yahoo. You can draft 6 running backs. You can draft 8 wide receivers, 4 tight ends, and 4 kickers. So make sure that when you are creating your strategy for the draft or for your roster, make sure that you understand the amount of people you can have per position. I'm not going to definitely keep all 4 defenses if I have to draft them, but definitely it is a certain amount that you have to have. They're not going to let you, just go ahead and get the best running backs and receivers. So just remember that with your strategies. That's really basically all the rules for Yahoo. Max, how long we been on here, man? We've been on here for a minute, man. You want to just get back to them and give them all the rest of this on another episode?
That's cool, man. Yeah, we could just keep rolling them out, bro, and just talk about this fantasy shit, man. Hey, anyway, we was talking about prepping before this. I just thought about it, bro. I've been doing it so long. I don't need no prepping.
No, nothing.
The only thing I'm gonna need prepping for is seeing who's coming into the league, the rookies and stuff like that. That's about it, bro. That's about it, man. And then what's going on in team camps and stuff, but that don't happen until July. So
we'll be ready by then. Right now, we're just gonna break down how this thing works.
I ain't gotta prep for this fantasy shit, baby. Do something, baby.
It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle, baby.
It's a lifestyle.
You gotta live this.
It is, though. As soon as the season over, everybody be like, damn, what we got now? It's a long-ass wait till August.
Everybody else going to the club, waiting on them club parties to crack off. I'm waiting on the fantasy party so I can see who talking shit, who gonna be like, I drafted Plaxico Burress. He was the top. I'm gonna win the whole thing, and have it put in their face at the end of the season when they cash apping that money. Also, we're going to show y'all how to set up y'all leagues, man. If y'all want me or my guy to help y'all set up y'all league as commissioners or host y'all draft parties, we're going to have more information as to how y'all can get in contact with us, man. Of course, it is a commissioner's fee. You know what I mean? Of course, it is a league setup fee, but you don't have to do nothing. If you one of them cats that say, I got 12 friends, they always talking shit, we need to just have something to do to bring us closer together, get at me. We'll have some information in the end of some of these episodes and a couple of ways to reach out to us so that y'all can get y'all fantasy league set up the right way. But we'll cash back in or catch you guys on another day in our fantasy world. We're going to just shut this thing off. Again, I'm your boy, Scott. Mac, talk to him, Mac. Tell him what you need to tell him, Hot Soup.
Hey, man, it's your boy, Hot Soup, man, chiming in, man. Hey, whatever y'all do, man, be blessed. Stay safe. Wash your hands, man. You know what I'm saying? Pray. Let's pray. Let's pray. You know what I'm saying? Just pray. At night, pray, man. It's like, God, man, hey, please, bless my family. Make sure everybody stay healthy. And hopefully this thing will be over. Hey, hopefully this thing will be over sooner than later.
I know that's right. Open up outside so we can go and catch some fantasy games, man, some real games, man. But like I said, you're going to see us week to week. We're going to be tapping in way more when this season thing get more realistic. When they have these set dates, when we start getting camp rolling, man, we're going to be updating y'all a lot more. So definitely stay tuned. And also, thank you. Let me say that. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you saw, subscribe, share it, tell a friend, tell a girlfriend, tell somebody that think they're a fantasy god, that ain't really a fantasy god, that want to kind of get into this. Tell them to check this show out, man. We're going to be here for y'all.
It's a lot of money to be made, man. And all you got, and you can do it from the privacy of your own home.
Amen.
And this fantasy thing will definitely show you a whole nother love for the game, man. It's a whole different love for the game. I love football, but I done found a whole different type of love for the game through this fantasy thing.
It's fantasy world, baby. Fantasy world. What's happening? We'll see y'all next time.
100.
Do you Yahoo or ESPN? Y'all doing this for fun or y'all playing to win? Round here, we all in and the winner get the big bag. Talk tough, point correction to have you looking sad. Big bucks, take a loss, tough luck. Ain't nobody trying to hear your cash app got stuck. Cause on what's happening, we keep you on that.